Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Today I want to talk about amicable divorce. That's an interesting thing because most of the time we talk about contested divorce, but every now and then we have people who are actually able to have a non-contested, completely amicable divorce. How do they do it? Well, there's a couple tips I'd like to share with you about how one might accomplish that. And there are many, many possibilities. One thing I would say is isolate the issues that are important to you. Tip number one. You've got to isolate the issues that are important to you because lawyers will get involved in a case and go about the business of trying to split things up. They may not realize that certain things that you're entitled to, you really don't care about that much. So if that's the case, it is important to isolate the issues that are important to you and share them with your lawyer and tell your lawyer, look, these are the main things that I want to accomplish. As far as those things are concerned, I don't care. I don't take a position on those. Let your attorneys focus on the things that you do care about and sort of put aside the things that you agree upon, and that way you're more likely to have an amicable situation. That's number one. Another tip for an amicable divorce is that you've got to make sure to not escalate things. It could be that in the context of your case, differences of opinion might come up as to what to do with the house, as to what bills we should pay now and what bills we should wait till the end. Maybe even things about the kids. If these things come up, they have a tendency, particularly in two people that don't get along and have to get divorced, has a tendency to escalate. And what happens when things escalate is sometimes it becomes personal. So even if ultimately the parties agree on the substance, they're so mad at the other person for the way things were handled that they won't settle it, that they can't let it go. They've drawn a line in the sand and that's it. You've got to avoid the escalation. So number one, of course, like I said, you got to be judicious about what you're fighting about and the things you are fighting about. Number two, you got to avoid the escalation. You got to be judicious about what those things are. And if it's coming up and it's getting to that point, you've got to recognize it and you have to de-escalate. Those are very important things. Number three, don't get your kids involved in the nitty-gritty of the divorce. A lot of times adults, even if they disagree on something, can come to a reasonable resolution after they negotiate it, after they consider other factors. Sometimes calmer minds will prevail. But the moment you get your kids involved and you say, well, I don't think we're going to be able to go on vacation this year because mom wants all this from dad. The moment you start getting the kids involved and they're going to turn around and go to the other parent and they're going to say, how come you're making it so that we can't go to Disneyland this year? The moment you make the other person the bad guy in the eyes of the kids, that's the moment where you've lost the possibility of handling this amicably. Because even if you ultimately resolve the issue, there's still the ill will with the kids. And there's still the fact that, oh, you horribilized me in the eyes of the kids. That's going to really, really cut against your ability to have an amicable divorce. So the third factor that I would say that you got to avoid in an amicable, if you want to have an amicable divorce, is do not get the kids involved in the issues that you have regarding the divorce. Now, if you have any questions about your case, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.